Good morning. It's Queen Cleo. I'm coming on with another video to spread the gospel. Today's video is about when you come into the truth and your family doesn't understand. Just want to encourage the Hebrews are coming into the knowledge and your family is thinking that you're going crazy or you've changed towards them. Just stay encouraged, because once God wakes you up, a lot of your family members, a lot of friends will not understand, and they will think you change on them, but you're really changing for God. So you have to stay encouraged and slowly explain to them, and don't be mean or get aggravated because they don't understand, because just like you were not awoken, they are not awakening yet. So you have to be nice and patient with them. What I come to learn is you have to pray for your family and ask God to open their eyes and ask God to deal with them, and you yourself cannot get angry with them if they don't understand. Continue to do what you need to do as far as what God wants you to do, but don't get angry at the people that are not waking yet. Don't get in arguments. Don't spread his gospel with malice. Don't think you are better because and pointing fingers and saying, well, this, that. I try to be understanding of every person that is not into the truth. Even on my job, I spread the gospel and people ask me questions. And if they don't agree with me, I tell them, I'm not going to debate. This is what I know. This is God's truth. And, you may not get it now, but you will get it later. So you always have to be patient with others. Because once you come into the truth, some are, angry. They are confused. You have to be really patient. And some will say, no, that's not true. I've been eating pork for years. I can eat it now. No, that's not true. I've been going to church on Sunday, and I know that's God's day of worship. Some will not hearken their heart, just like our ancestors in the Bible. Everyone won't come and be in the truth like us because they're hard-headed, they're stiff-necked. They're into traditions. They don't want to leave Christmas alone. They don't want to leave Easter alone. They don't want to leave Valentine's alone, Halloween, the paganism, because they think it's their tradition. But you ask a regular individual person, what is the meaning behind it? What is your history? And they're going to say, what the world tells them. Like this month is Black history, but it's not our history. We are Hebrew Israelites. It's not our history because that's not our true identity. Our true identity is Hebrew Israelites. We're in the Bible. We're the people of the book. Our history has been whitewashed. It's been taken away from us. And, it's sad that we, a lot of people don't know their history. And once you come into the truth, you feel that everyone is in a trance. It's like they follow everything that the world tells them. They don't have their own mind when it comes to traditions and doing away with them, because beforehand we were the same way. But now I'm awake and I'm like, I was completely in a trance. I was completely out of what God told me to do. It's just sad that, the way the world is going, the crime committed against the children, the women, the men, the elderly. it's sad because they don't know, the true identity of themselves. And, you always pray, but you have to come to God in the correct way, because he protects us from those who commits evil sins against people. So you have to get into the Bible, and no one's higher than him, no one's better than him. So if you feel, your family member came to the truth, and you're not there, and you're feeling like, oh, they're higher than me, they're better than me, you don't feel a way towards your family member. Go to them and try to learn as much as possible about what they're studying. The Bible is an open book. The Bible's for everyone. God put his word in every tongue, every nation, where it can understand. Our Bible is in English, where someone else's Bible is in their language. The Bible is the truth. We need to wake up. Hebrews, every other nation, wake up. You can't blame anybody for the way the things are going. Other than, you with the Hebrews, you can be mad at the Hebrews came before us, our ancestors. But blaming the Gentiles is not going to get you anyway. Where? Because God will deal with them in the end. And every Gentile is not responsible for what, happened. Well, actually, no, because God put it upon our ancestors for the disrespect. So I don't have an issue. That is in my blood, Gentile. And Hebrew is, I don't have issues with neither side. I want everyone to get away from blaming others for the way your life is going, when you need to consult God and, do the works that he set forth, and you will not have a problem or an issue, with anybody else. You can't blame anybody for your life. We have been given blessings. If we have been we have God give us instructions how to live your life, and how to walk in his newness, and how to be of him. So it's no need to do things outside of that. When he tell you don't sin, you don't sin. We have to get away from doing what the world, everyone in the world does. This, with the platform, social media, it's a good platform for you to, spread the gospel, do business, not be negative, not be nasty to others, say things, defile yourself. That's not what social media is for. And we have gotten away from what God tell you to, the things that he put in the world for us. We use it for bad. We use it for sin. That's not the correct way to use a platform. It's just like I said, when you come into the truth, you have to get in line with what God tells you in the Bible, and you have to spread the gospel the way he said, the way he intended. In your family, you have to pray for them, your friends, your spouses. Some people who are in the truth, their spouse is not in the truth, their children are in the truth. You have to pray. Don't leave your spouse because they're not in the truth. You have to pray, and then they'll eventually come along. It was the same way with me. My husband came into the truth, and I was not in the truth yet. And, I prayed, I asked God. I had my husband right here. I had a friend of mine saying, nope, that's not true. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to shut everyone out and go to God. And then God gave me the answer. And now I'm here. But you cannot leave on according to what, someone doesn't believe yet. Just pray and ask God to open their eyes and ask God to work on them. You know, I never think I'm better than anybody that who don't know, or who I've told and who don't, do what I said, or actually doing what God wants us to do. But what I've spread the gospel of Him and let them know what is good and what is not, and if they choose to do it, it's not on me. I'm not responsible. I felt guilty at first because I'm like, how can they not see what I see? How can they not do what God tells them? But I went to Him and He gave me this belief, like, it's not your responsibility. You said, you did what I asked. You spread the gospel. You told them what you know. And it's on them to hearken. It's on them to come. That's not on you. It's not. So, I just want to encourage everybody, don't get angry because of what you're finding out. Go to God. Find a preacher that is into the truth, a pastor that is into the truth. And, I'm so blessed to have, 2 churches that are not in where I live. And I follow them every Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. We have worship, praise and worship, because I don't have a church here. But I get all of the nourishment from the word through them spreading God gospel. Those are great teachers, Brother Bowie, Pastor Johnson. They are great teachers that are into truth, that are in the Bible, that are spreading the gospel. Pastor Johnson spreads the gospel. He has car cams. That's how I got into doing car cams, because I saw him and other Hebrews, and I'm like, I'm going to spread the gospel, because I wanted to do more than just in my city. I wanted to spread it worldwide, because everyone needs to know that we are the people of the book. We are to do what God tells us to do. We can't continue serving other gods, false gods, because they're not gods. One religion, one God. The traditions that are put in front of us are not of Him. We have feast days. Everything is still in effect. Everything is supposed to be upheld. The commandments, the dietary law, His statutes. He tell you, if you love me, keep my commandments. His commandments is right there. 10 commandments. So you got to show love for Him keeping the commandments and doing what He says. What He says. You can't just do what you want to do. You can't live your life just because you think something is right. You can't treat others negative. You can't do wrong to others. God tells you, if you of Him, you got to walk upright. You have to be a good person, a clean person, not a nasty person, doing all kind of negative things to others. A bitter, nasty person. He says, no, that is not of me. You got to love, you have to be kind, you are to care about your neighbor, the fatherless, the widow. You are to help others when they're in need, not take from others. So I am, blessed to know my true identity. And my family still is in, the sleepness of not knowing the truth. But I still pray for them. I don't, have any ill will towards them. I'm still continuing to pray for everyone, my friends, my family, the people that I don't know. That's why I do this channel, to wake everyone up, because I was asleep as well. I was, committing sins. I was, participating in paganism. I came out all of that. I was awakened from. I was chosen of a royal priesthood. God said, you are mine. We are his. We are to walk in light. No other God before him. He's amazing. When you start serving him the way it is written, you will see things that you never would thought would come to you. Blessings from him. Yeah, and it's patience, because God tell you, he is not a God you can rush. But anything that you request and you're living right, our prayers are requests to him. He will allow it to happen. He will bless us abundantly, more than you can think of. You can pray for a simple prayer and he'll bless you with more, because he tells you in the Bible, we were supposed to be the head and not the tail. We were supposed to be the lender, not the person that needs a loan. But it got out of order when our ancestors disrespected him. But he gives you chances and chances and chances. He's a forgiving God. He's a loving God. Everything about him is amazing. He walked this earth. He was in the flesh. He is a beautiful God. I love everything about him, because I know that he has always been there for me, my family, things that were on. I knew it was him. God is awesome, and you have to have that relationship with him. Like how you love the idols, celebrities, or you worshiping a false god. You have to love God in that way, because there's nothing higher than him. Nothing higher than him. He created everybody. We are equal. There's no higher person. There's no difference than what the people they call celebrities to a normal person. We are all in the same boat. There's nothing that separates us, but in the world, money and status. But in God's book, we are the same. We're going to, everyone, and it's sad to say, death was on the table when Adam committed his sin. And, it was never supposed to be, but we're going to die. It's no difference in anybody. We live. We are to do the works of God, and we pray that when he returns, we go into the first resurrection. We are in our glorified bodies. We become gods the way he intended us to be. We keep that hope alive, because once you're doing the works of God, he sees everything. He knows everything. And you just pray that you are in his rest. That's what he says. Some people will not be in his rest. Some people will not, be in the first resurrection. Or, they will be judged for their works, because, they didn't hearken their heart. And, God is a jealous God. He's a favorable God. He favors his children. His love is Israel. The apple of the eye is Israel. His firstborn. He loves us, and he wants us to turn back and do the works of him. You got to do the works of the Lord. He is the Omega. He says, I am the first and I'm the last. Nothing, nobody else. He walked the earth. He created the universe. So you can say you are connected to the universe, but he created everything. There's no other God. Buddha, no. Allah, no. Any other is not him. We are to serve him. We are Hebrew Israelites. We're the first Christians. We are, the Messiah was out of the tribe of Jew. So it's a lot you don't know when you're stuck in, sleep, or you're unlearned. You don't know. I didn't know any of this before I came into the truth about Jesus. I didn't know anything about Hebrews. None of that. I was never taught that in church. I never read Revelations, none of that. Until I came into the truth and began to view Pastor Johnson and Bowie, and they just open your mind. They're seasoned pastors there that who are still youthful and know their studies. They're brilliant men. They're leading us the right ways. I'm so happy to know my true identity. I just want everybody else to know their true identity. We are to serve him. We are to bow to the Most High God. I love my awakening because it saved my life, my husband's life, my kids. And, I finally feel like, oh, you can't go here, this place. I can go a lot of places outside of serving Sabbath. If you have anything you want to invite me to, I'm going to come after. Because I'm going to serve God. Just like how when you serve him on the wrong day, Sunday, you don't go to certain, events. Because I got to go to church on, the wrong day. So with Sabbath, I take that seriously. Any, invites I get, I let them know I'm celebrating what God tell me to do. Sabbath, I will not be attending any events or, any, birthdays. I'm not going. I'm not. I'm going to do what God tells me to do. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to serve him because he has brought us through a lot. He has blessed us a lot. It's a lot that God has done for the Hebrews and all the other nations. Saved them from, danger. God is amazing. He will bring you out of any situation that you're in and turn it all around. As long as you serve him, you will be blessed in the city. You'll be blessed in the field. You'll be blessed going in. You'll be blessed coming out. God is your way to salvation. Doing his works is the way to salvation. You cannot live your life without him. You cannot do the things that the world tells you to do because God didn't tell you to celebrate any pagan holiday. He didn't tell you to eat anything outside of the dietary law. And you wonder why we're the highest in your sickness, the plagues, all that, because we're not eating what he tells us to eat. We were not put here to be sick. We were not. We were put here to be healthy. And we were put here to live forever. But that clearly went out the window when Adam, sinned in the garden. So it was Adam and Eve, but Adam was, the offender in God's eye, the man, because he's the lead. So, with all that, I'm just blessed to know the truth and to get the knowledge from the God bringing it out through pastors, the correct way to see the word be spread in the right way, and we understand it and we know it's true, and we know this is God instructions like that. The Bible is the best way, the only way to salvation, to know what happened and what's going to happen in the end. You have to be unafraid of, you have to not be afraid of revelations. You have to go into it, you have to read it, and you have to study to show yourself approved to God. You have to get, you have to learn how you say, I like to read because they think, people of color, or it could be a person outside, but mostly that comes upon the people of color that don't read. But you do read. You can read any other book, look at TV shows, do your pleasures outside of the Sabbath. But you have to also read the Bible. But I'm just saying, if you can read a regular book, you can read the Bible. Because once you get into it, you want more. You want to know more. Like that book you read, who author Barnes and Noble's the book. And you're like, I can't stop. I can't put it down. That's how you should be about the Bible. You cannot put it down. Because you want to know more. You want to receive the knowledge of the Lord. So I'm happy. Like I'm reading, I'm studying, I'm learning. This channel has really been an outlet for me when spreading the gospel and getting to know other Hebrews. And my channel is growing, and I always ask God to grow it, more and reach more people with the word and with the truth, and let them know that they're the people of the book. We are God's people, all of us. And if you do the works of him, that you will be saved. You will be in his rest. God is awesome. He is the best friend you can have. And Jesus is the best friend. If you want a best friend, if you need to talk to somebody, if you're going through something, if you need guidance, he will direct your path. That is the best relationship you need to have, is with Jesus. Because without him, you're lost. You're vulnerable. And you are lost. I think I said that 2 times, but sorry. So I just wanted to spread that. And we have a feast day coming up. Yay! Abib, March 24th. I'm so excited. The feast days are returning. It'll be our 2nd year. We get to celebrate the feast days. We didn't get to celebrate Abib last year, but we do this year. And I'm so excited for the new year. That Abib is the new year, the new season. That's what it says in the Bible. So it kicks off with Abib, and I'm so happy about every feast day. Abib, Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, Pentecost, you have Atonement, you have blowing the trumpets, you have Feast of Tabernacles, and you have the 8th day. If I missed any, I didn't think I did. But I'm so happy about celebrating the feast days and doing the works of God, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I love my identity. I love being a Hebrew Israelite. I'm just happy to be out of all of the paganism and to return to God. And he says a word will not return to him void. It will not. So I'm just happy that I was chosen, and I'm not better than you. I am to spread the gospel. I am to help you along your journey. Any questions, any comments, leave them below. Like, share this video, subscribe. It'll be more videos. I will be spreading the gospel and doing the works of him. I am Queen Cleo. I am a Hebrew Israelite. I am chosen. I am restored, renewed in the Messiah. So I'm signing off, and you guys have a good day on this rainy day. Peace. Shalom.